Alright guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. It is time for the banner review. Some of you guys came into my stream today and were like, Kimo, I'm waiting for it. And I'm like, hold up, I'm getting wiped right now in girls frontline too. So yeah, we're going to get right into it today before I got to go out for my little party tonight. So right, let's get into it. So 6 ships this time around, 2 URs, 2 SSRs, and 2 elites. How good are they? Let's find out. So, the first ship here is going to be Fritz Rumey. Now, Fritz Rumey is an aircraft carrier. Some of you guys told me aviation battleship. Now that one video looks very, very like a joke. So, we're not going to talk about that. But she is an aircraft carrier. So, stat-wise, at 125, because I think all you guys are going to 125 or just like I am. 8,673 health, 224 firepower. That's right, firepower. 0 torpedo, 454 on the aviation, 330 on the anti-air, 145 on the reload, 52 evasion. Sorry about that. Medium armor, 34 speed, 110 on the accuracy, 50 on the luck, and 15 on the oil cost. So the firepower stats is primarily for our secondary guns. Pretty neat in that department. I'm not a big fan of secondary guns in terms of DPS because it's not reliable. It doesn't always proc because the boss usually is like pretty far away from like your ships, so it doesn't really proc too much. But this one though, it is for barraging. It's pretty neat. That being said, let's get into the gear. We have 140% for fighter slots for 4 fighters. The second slot is going to be either dive bombers, fighters at max land break, or torpedo bombers for 4 planes at 140%. So far, it's pretty disgusting. And the last one is a weird one. It's anti-air or light cruiser gun. So anti-air is a negative DPS. I mean, it helps for defense, but it's pretty much not there for DPS. But the main gun for light cruisers can be kind of DPS. It's not like a big DPS, but it can be something. From what I see so far, she's basically like a light aircraft carrier, even though she's a aircraft carrier herself, because she only has 2 what do you want to call those things, compartments for planes, and they're 4 each. So she gets a lot of fighter planes, but pretty much not for like all DPS, because she has a little bit of a mix of herself. Her focus here is definitely gonna be for fighter stuff, which either is light armor or medium armor. So by default, she's not gonna be good for heavy armor content by far, because the furry sisters take all that. Medium armor or light armor though definitely can be pretty good depending on how her kit is going to be. And 120 is going to be +2 aviation. Always nice to see some more permanent stats for aviation. Now, for her skills, Dauntless Wings of the Hero. When this ship launches an airstrike, 100% chance to launch an additional airstrike that reduces the enemy's speed hit by it by 30% for 6 seconds. So a speed reduction is pretty nice. I think most aircraft carriers must have this. If you guys have seen the current Taiho meta level 15, she moves a lot. So having this is pretty nice, but not for heavy armor though, because Taiho is a heavy armor carrier. So not for her, but definitely is pretty good for enemies that move a lot. When afflicted, enemy is affected by pulling effect. The speed reduction effect is increased to 60%. Okay, up to 60%, I guess. Enemy is afflicted by a pulling effect. I'm not sure what a pulling effect means. I guess you just drag them in or something and makes them slower. I mean, it makes it easier to do torpedo bombing, I guess, but if you move them a lot, then that's not going to be good for torpedoes at all, so kind of weird. While this ship is afloat, 16 seconds after a fleet that is now considered other fleet, increase level 10 special supporting barrage. Okay, so just DPS for other fleet. Extra damage, slow is always nice. Very solid for an ultra rare kit so far, or skill. Ruinous Blade of the Slayer. Okay, I swear I got this like some League of Legends weapon right here, because I've seen this like a billion times now. Every 10 seconds fires a level 10 special barrage based on skills level. If this ship has a light cruiser main gun equipped in her third slot. Set the light cruiser main gun detection range from 80 up to 105. 105 is decent range. It's not like huge range, but it's about 60% from like where your backline is to the front. So it's okay, I guess. I mean, it'll make it so it's more consistent on proccing. I think it's like 100% uptime. I could be wrong. But it's going to be much more consistent. Unless they fly all the way to the back, then you're probably not going to hit them or whatever. And it makes it so shells penetrate enemy shields. Okay, that's pretty cool. Maybe they might have shell enemies in the future that makes this kit like really, really good. Because right now, if enemies have shields, then for the most part, you just like blow it up with torpedo bombs. That's usually how you do it. So it's kind of weird, but yeah. The ship gains a special heavy cruiser main gun. Okay, now we're getting fancy here. When this heavy cruiser main gun hits the same enemy 8 times, increases the enemy's damage taken by 8%. So I'm not sure what the reload on this heavy cruiser gun is because it could be anything. But 8 times, let's say it procs like every 7 seconds or whatever. It might be less than that. Let's say like 6 seconds. That's 48 seconds. Most boss fights that are hard nowadays is 80 to 90 seconds. So the enemy will start taking more damage by 8% by like half the fight, like the late half of the fight. I'm not too big a fan of that, mainly because most damage that are for bossing is up fronted because hell no timings. So most people's like the biggest amounts of damage is like the first 1 or 2 rotations when it comes to carriers. So after that first 2 rotations, your damage drops off a lot. I mean, this does move off the damage curve a bit because this makes it so the lacking of damage in the later parts of the rotations get fixed by this. But at the same time, it's like having a lot of your damage up like front loaded off the bat makes it easier for you to clear contact rather than just smoothing out the damage curve like towards the end. At least that's how I feel. And an OS fires a level 10 barrage, light cruiser gun, and then okay, it's just same thing basically, but whatever. Immovable Heart of Juggernaut increases the ship's aviation and accuracy by 15% when the ship sinks an enemy while she is detected. Sets this detecting gauge to 0, activates 3 times per battle. So that's more damage, more, I mean, self buff. Detection gauge is always nice. This ship is very weird. I'm gonna say it right now, it's very, very weird. And I have my doubts about this ship as well too, because she doesn't really fit anywhere, right? Now, if we look at like team compositions for like Ironblood, they have a weird setup. If you run, say, like Bismarck 1, you can get some buffs for her, which is pretty cool because she can buff. Oh god, you can buff airstrike's critical rate by 20%, reload by 12%. So that's pretty nice. But if you run like most people are gonna run this Bismarck 2, this right here, I think she does buff, but let me see here. Increase torpedo anti-air. Okay, no, there's no way she buffs at all. No, wait. Oh no, she buffs the other fleet. Okay, so in OS, if the flagship of that main fleet is Ironblood, also increase the aviation of the Ironblood's fleet by 15%. So that's actually pretty good if you're using like another fleet with this. So I think they expect you to have, if you play KMS, they want you to have like your first fleet be like Bismarck 2, Ulrich, and then like a flex slot like you can use FDG or like whatever. If you guys want to play off faction, that's fine too. And they want your second fleet to be like, say, Bismarck 1 or Graf Zeppelin, August von Parzival, and Fritz Rumey. That could also be another one. This gives a 15% increase, which is very, very good, on top of what she already has, which is 15%. So 30% aviation is very, very nice. Now, again, I'm not a big fan of her in terms of like what she does because of this slot right here. Now, this slot, again, there has to be some testing. Mine is like 150 affinity right now, so I gotta work on mine still. And I'll do a showcase probably tomorrow and do some other testing with it. But from what I see so far, she's limited to light armor and medium armor content. Now, 2 fighter slots makes her very good in anti-air scenarios. So like chapters 13 and 15 will be much easier with Fritz Rumey. Just toss in some like flapjacks, corsairs, anti-air ships. Essentially, will make your life much easier. Now the thing is, she's very good for anti-air because she has anti-air slot and double fighters, but also any carriers itself can also have that option as well too, because they have fighters that have anti-air, and they also have torpedo bombers, which you equip with wyverns, and they also have interception as well too. So even then, like, Fritz Rumey is good for anti-air, but you have all these other planes that are also good for anti-air as well too. So she's not like the best at it. She's very good at it, but not like the best at it, because she lacks some damage in terms of wave clearing. Because she does have a barrage, and that's very, very good. But you guys gotta realize that the barrage is mediocre. Like it's not like mediocre. It's pretty good. It's not like a heavy chunk, but other planes have like wave clear parallel bombers, dive bombers that hits really, really hard, and those can wave clear pretty well as well too. So I think right now there's different ways of running her that could work very, very well. And I think starting off by aircraft carrier is the best. So the first one's definitely going to be a KMS setup. You can run like August von Parzival, Fritz Rumey, Graf Zeppelin, or Peter Strasser, any of those combinations. You guys got to realize that because you're running a two non-ultra rare carriers, damage might be a little off. August von Parzival is pretty good, but the other two may be kind of lacking in that department, so you got to be very careful about that. Now, her partners for universal fleets is very, very scarce. It's very hard as well too, because for IJN and heavy armor, they got the fully dominated Haku Ryu, Shinano, and Amagi CV. You're not replacing that. That heavy armor set probably is going to be best in slot for till the end of the day. That is as strong as you're going to get for heavy armor content. And I would probably argue that their medium armor boss potential is probably better than what any other medium armors can do right now, because of Amagi's torpedo bomber buff to just anything. Like, I know torpedo bombers aren't the best on medium armor, but Amagi CV just makes it so much stronger, and they have so much synergy that is just too powerful at this point. I think they screwed up with Amagi CV, and they made her too powerful to work with IJN fleets. So yeah. But that being said, though, medium armor and light armor may be up for contesting, because right now what we have is I think it's better just to show you guys in game, because I have all the ships available. I like dig through it or whatever. So right now, what we have for light armor is we can do something like, is this my, yeah, we'll use this example. We have like well, no. Yeah, we have like what is it? Kearsarge and Yorktown 2, and then a flex slot. So initially I thought Fritz Rumey would probably go in this slot. I mean, you still can use her in this slot, but I think Implacable is just much better in terms of her utility to a fleet, so you kind of can't kick her out there, right? I mean, you can try it. It probably can work. Don't get me wrong, it probably can work. I'm gonna try it out. It could be interesting. Just put Fritz Rumey here. So I don't know where she's at right now. She's right here. Like, we can definitely try this fleet out and see if it works. But I think some people are talking right now about a Soyuz and a Admiral Six Toes fleet. I mean, this can work as well too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a big fan of one battleship and two carrier comps. I just don't like it. The reason why is because when you guys run like a bossing setup for carriers, like, you're gonna have like, I don't know, Plymouth or whatever. Now Plymouth is negative DPS for carriers. Now she's good herself to battleships or whatever, but she doesn't buff carriers in any sort of way. Now if you want to use, say, like Kazugumo, you guys can do that. She buffs carriers, but she doesn't buff the battleship, right? She only buffs the two carriers, so she gets negative DPS right here. And then you have Helena, who buffs the whole fleet. Now if you run triple carriers or whatever, say, like, I'm just gonna toss in random carriers, say Enterprise here. Now Plymouth doesn't buff anyone, so you can kick her out, and you can go, say, like a universal, like DPS or torpedoes, or you want more buffs like Sirius. Now everyone here buffs the backline, and you get more damage output, all of this from it. Now obviously buffing up ships isn't everything in the game. Some ships have very good self buffs or barrages overall, but it just makes it easier for you to build fleets because you're not running like separate backline ships. I know devs are trying to do that, but honestly, with how the game is already built, it's difficult to do that. And the only way to fix this problem of having like full carrier fleets and full battleship fleets is to have ships as vanguards give more universal buffs. I don't know why. It's still like 2025 at this point, and we don't have that many vanguard buffers. Everyone has been so self-sufficient at doing their own DPS or whatever that I don't know why the dev team are just scared of giving any vanguard's buffs because it's gonna ruin some kind of meta for them. I don't know why. And on top of that, you have cats right here, right? Like you have Drake, who's like a backline cat for battleships. You have Every, who's also like a backline ships for well, these are more universal, but like basic cats or whatever are more towards like battleships or carriers, and these also buffs these ships. And if you have one battleship, two carriers, it's just gonna make it a lot more weird for building a fleet. So I think you can run this like Soyuz and Admiral Six Toes and Fritz Rumey, but I think it's just gonna be a little weird. At least I think so. I'm gonna have to play with it a bit, but as of right now, the composition I want to play with that seems most fitting for me is going to be Kick Out Implacable, and we run Kearsarge and Yorktown 2, and just, I don't know, like run like Kazugumo and something else over here, and this should be perfectly fine. Now, not having Implacable around sucks because she has good damage, lowers evasion, and a full freeze. Now the thing is, Fritz Rumey also has a slow, so that's really good. Her buff is very nice as well too, and she can help with wave clearing a lot more when it comes to like this trash mobs or whatever. So for bossing, if they add a boss with like a lot of side mobs or whatever, she can be very good. Definitely has really good potential with this fleet right here because both everything is like light armor focused, medium armor as well too. But it's just weird right now, man. I think it truly is weird right now. I think Kearsarge is okay as a ship by herself, but let me see something real quick. What if you do something like, where's my Implacable at, man? I just saw her. Okay, over here, Implacable, and then you run like a USS ship. I don't know what that's gonna be. Guam, Laffy. I guess Laffy can work right here. You buff Yorktown 2, you have Helena, you have anti-air debuff, and you can do this. I feel like this comp can actually work as well too. You won't get as much value from the backline buffs, but it definitely is getting buffed. This could work. I think this could work. I may have to test with this well too, but I think this could work. So there's going to be a lot of testing, but when we get light armor or medium armor boss content, I'll definitely try this fleet out. I think this could work. As of right now, though, for Fritz Rumey, let's go back to the wiki page. I gotta say, in terms of bossing, there is potential. Her kit is kind of weird for it, but it can work. She's just in a position right now where everything is very tight. I think after Magi CV came out, like heavy armor is just locked up. Like there's nothing replacing that at all. So it's down to just light armor, medium armor content. Fritz Rumey does have potential to be very good, but as of right now, it's too tight. And I think right now a lot of people gotta do testing to figure out like the perfect fleet for her, because I don't like one battleship and 2 CVs. If I'm being honest, I don't like that setup. It's weird. All right, I think I yapped enough about her. So let's get into the next ship. It's gonna be Z52. So Z52 here at 125. 2,859 health, 121 on firepower, 492 on torpedo, 274 on anti-air, 232 on reload, 269 on the evasion, light armor, 43 speed, 210 on accuracy, 50 luck, 249 ASW, and 12 on the oil cost. Finally, some more durable destroyers, thank God. That's a good health pool. I like it a lot. Everything else looks very solid. Now, when it comes to efficiencies, main guns, 170. All right. So it's a main gun focused destroyer with heavy on the torpedo stats. Okay. I like hybrids. Torpedo, 125 for 2 of them. And an anti-air, that's a high 150. anti-air. So she's a very solid Vanguard. Finally, we got some very solid DPS Vanguards. I think she could do a lot of damage. We haven't seen her kit though. 120 plus 1 firepower. And her skills. Thundering Seal. Grants this ship the Thunder Heart. Okay, now we're talking like anime stuff here. So, yeah. Every time this ship fires her main guns, Thunderheart gains 1 counter. Every time Thunderheart gains 1 counter, performs a level 10 special attack that inflicts Thunder Seal status on the enemies. When the topmost ship in your main fleet, okay, I guess like the top side, so in this case like Yorktown 2, fires her main guns or launches an airstrike, removes all Thunder Seal status. Enemies who had their Thunder Seal status removed by this effect takes 5% more damage for 10 seconds. Or 10 seconds. That's all right. I think that's a pretty cool gimmick. You gotta see it in action. But I think it's pretty all right. Making enemies take more damage as a Vanguard is definitely an indirect buff. It's pretty good. The next skill, Soaring Heart. Increases this ship's firepower and torpedo by 15%. Every time the Thunderheart gains 3 counters, increases the ship's anti-air by 10%, can stack up to 5 times. Upon reaching the stack limit, this ship gains a special anti-air gun. Alright, now we got some crazy anti-air in this ship as well too. Honestly, this ship right now is already stacked out. Z52 is definitely a very, very good ship already from her kit. While this ship is afloat, for the first 5 battles of each story fought by a fleet this ship is not in, 25 seconds after the battle starts, launches a supporting barrage. Okay, finally some cross barrage. Okay, this ship's already good. I'm not even gonna finish talking about it. It's good. It's so like she offers so much already in the first 2 skills. That's so good already. Thunder Guardian decreases the ship's damage taken by 50%, and every time Thunderheart gains 6 counters, restores 1% of this ship's max HP. Every 2 times this ship recovers HP effect activates, performs a special slashing attack. Damage and skills based on skills level. Slashing is pretty cool because it basically erases like projectiles on a screen as well too. So slashing is like a mini screen wipe, which is basically like an airstrike. So clearing projectiles, very, very good. The first 3 times this slashing attack is performed, the ship in your fleet with the lowest current HP recovers 2%. Okay, dude. Okay. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna talk the rest. I'm just gonna say she's too good. Grants this ship's flagship cover. While the ship is afloat, decreases your flagship damage taken by 25%. What the? It has flagship cover. Okay, dude. Okay, if there's multiple ships in your fleet with flagship cover only, okay, whatever, dude. All out assault, 10 times fire. Every 2 times this barrage is fired, additionally fires for torpedo barrage. Okay, whatever. This ship is insane. There is so much going on with her kit and these skills. It's bonkers. This is a free ship in the game, and honestly, this ship is the winner of the banner. I'm sorry, Fritz Rumey, you're a cool ship and all, but in terms of performance, I gotta hand it to this ship right here. Z52 is a disgusting destroyer ship. I need max mine out now. Oh shoot. I don't know if I'm gonna ring her though, but I gotta max her out. Oh god damn it. This ship is disgusting. Offers a lot of utility. Heals, anti-air is crazy. It makes enemies take additional damage. Flagship cover, a very rare skill. This ship right here is core for basically anyone that wants to push end game campaign. 13, 14, 15, she has everything. The flagship cover makes it so your flagship is much more robust. It won't sink instantly. So tie her along with Musashi, you cannot go down at all. You go Aquila, you go Unicorn, you go Z52, you go Musashi. Musashi takes the heat from both your carriers to keep them healed. Unicorn and Aquila heals Musashi. Flagship cover, 25% damage reduction for Musashi. That's disgusting. That's insane. That by itself is so good already. Okay, Z52. I know you have like 7 minutes of talking, and Fritz Rumey had like 15 minutes. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this ship is the best one from this banner. It's so good. This is a 2 Kimo thumbs up ship right here. Very, very good. Everyone get a Z52 right now and push campaign. She is a guaranteed I'm going to clear chapter 15 ship. So get her right now, max her out. Definitely a very powerful ship. I'll go more about her later, but that's a very, very powerful ship. Admiral Hipper Meta. Oh my god, that was a tongue twister right there. A stats at 120. We all know we're not going to max her out at 125, that's for sure. 5,472 health, 261 torpedo, 196 or 261 on firepower, 196 on torpedo, 192 on anti-air, 182 on the reload, 66 evasion, medium armor, 26 speed, 133 luck or hit, sorry, 66 luck, 13 on a oil. Oh my god, oil cost. I'm just I'm too like sugarcoating Z52 right now to be talking about other ships. But overall though, I think it's about average for heavy cruiser stats. Very, very average. Gear efficiency 130 on heavy cruiser gun, 160 on torpedo, and 100 on anti-air. I think a little bit off, but definitely is average at best. 1 health to the tankier vanguards, and let's see the skills here. Coiling Flames increase the ship's firepower by 15%. Every 4 times the ship main guns hits the same enemy, inflicts Coiling Flame status on the enemy. Every 20 seconds removes all Coiling status. When this effect removes Coiling status on the enemy. What the? I just read like Coiling status like 10 times now. Holy. Decreases enemy speed by 30% and evasion by 5% for 4 seconds. Okay. Utility, I guess. It's too much warding for like basically nothing. Speed reduction, I don't care about that. Evasion down is nice, but 4 seconds, bro, come on, man. But a self buff is nice, 15%. Hot and cold armaments. When the battle starts every 20 seconds, deploys 2 shields lasting 15 seconds that negates up to 6 enemy shells. While a shield created by this effect exists on the field, increase the ship's evasion by 6% and damage dealt by 15%. Okay. If all shields created by this skill expires or are destroyed, fires a level 10 special barrage that inflicts Coiling Flame status to enemies hit by the barrage. It's okay. This skill is much better than the first one, that's for sure. The Grumbling Ally increases the ship's torpedo by 15%. When the battle starts, if this ship is your frontmost vanguard, when this ship takes damage, there is a 25% chance to have the damage received. That's not bad. But I think because she's like medium armor, it's not like the best, but that's not bad. It's actually pretty good. If this ship is not your frontmost vanguard, deploys 2 shields, lasts until the end of battle, that negates up to enemy talent shots. Okay, you can have her as both. That skill is really good. A lot of defensive stuff right here. That's actually really good. Cinders of Hope. Every 6 times the ship fires her main guns, fires special barrage. OS fires Admiral Hippo status. When fighting enemy humanoids, boss fleets or whatever, decrease. Okay, damage reduction, whatever. This is a really good tank if you guys are starting out. Probably mid game as well too. Since this banner doesn't have any like really good tanks or whatever, Admiral will hit her meta is probably your best bet, and she's very, very solid for being durable. Now, is she the best for offense? Probably not. But in terms of durability, very, very solid. Definitely up there. It's not Anchorage tier by any means, but it is very solid for a very like. She's a solid tank vanguard. Let's say that. Just like most KMS ships, she's very, very robust. Much better than the original one, that's for sure. And Duisburg, I hope I said that right. If I didn't, then you guys can laugh at me. I don't care. 120, we got 3664 health, 179 firepower, 323 torpedo, 377 anti-air, 204 reload, 123 on the evasion, light armor, 36 speed, 164 on the accuracy, 54 luck, 154 or 147, sorry, on the ASW, 11 on the oil cost. Overall, it's on the lower end of light cruiser health. It's not the best, but maybe her kit can make up for it. At gear efficiency, sorry, 150 on light cruiser gun, 130 on torpedo, and 120 on the anti-air. Definitely gun focused ship, that's for sure. Light cruiser, 2 firepowers, perma stats, Plymouth stats, always welcome. Now for skills, ornithopter counter attack. Ornithopter counter attack. Okay, whatever. When the battle starts, summons a level 10 pterosaur model thingy that lasts 12 seconds. Cool. That thingy fights in battle based on skills level, increases this ship's anti-air by 20%. Ooh, that's good. And evasion by 10% for 12 seconds. Alright, that's actually a really good one. Good anti-air stuff, so for endgame people, as always. Anti-air focus. Leisurely battle plan. Increase the ship's firepower and torpedo by 15%. Every 20 seconds fires a special barrage. When the fleet, this ship is not, when the fleet, okay. My reading sucks ass for this video. Oh my god. When the fleet this ship is in gains the out of ammo debuff, decrease the damage reduction effect of this debuff by 15% for this ship alone. Okay, that's kind of like whatever, but yeah, I'll take it. And allow assault. Anti-air focus, campaign, chapter 13, chapter 15 maybe. Summons are nice. Yeah, that's campaign ship essentially. And for the elites, I'm not even gonna bother talking about them. If you guys want to talk, if you guys want to look at them, go by all means go for it. I don't care about the elites for this banner. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. So, takeaways from this banner. Both the URs, obviously, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Get the URs, very, very good. I think the best UR from this banner is definitely gonna be Z52. Very, very strong candidate for like any scenario, and not just for bossing. Very, very good. Very, very good for basically any of your campaign needs. Has good utility for even OS because she has a cross barrage for a free ship. That's insane. You can't go wrong with this ship. Very strong. Fritz Rumey, good for carrier stuff. There needs to be some testing, but I think later down the line they're gonna add more ships that can assist with her weird kit, and I think she could be better. Just like Yorktown 2, when Yorktown 2 came out, everyone made fun of her, but then Kearsarge came out and she got a lot stronger. So just give it some time. I think Fritz Rumey can definitely be strong in the later parts of the game. As of right now, though, she just has some weird partners. Like her team compositions that she can make right now isn't like the best. So we're gonna have to wait to see if she gets any like good partners that can line up with her pretty well. And now the next parts are going to be Admiral Hipper and Duisburg. These are tanks, vanguards. Essentially, the vanguards of this event are going to be for your campaign. Duisburg is going to be for the anti-air maps 13, 15. Admiral Hipper meta, just a solid tank for all your vanguard needs. And then the 2 elites, which I don't care about. I mean, if they give good permastats, then that's nice, but again, I don't care too much about them right now. Firepower. Okay, we don't care. Anyways, big takeaways here, guys. The URs. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for hearing my yapping and weird talking, bad talking, essentially. Thank you guys for watching. Any comments and questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Remember to smash the like button, like. And I'll see you guys next video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.